Hello and welcome back to the channel, How We Move the Decimal. In today's video, I am listing slides that I had previously photographed to sell on eBay. I did a rookie mistake when it came to selling on eBay this weekend. I overestimated, or it was an eBay error. I can't figure out which it was. I don't think I would have ever listed it as the shipping for the item that I sold, so I'm more willing to believe it wasn't me, but as a seller, you still have to eat it. I'm not going to cancel the sale after they'd paid for it. Did I lose money? No. Did I break even? Yes. And I hope it doesn't get broken in transit. So I sold 2 large coffee cups, and they are like a brand with snowman on it. They're like St. Nicholas Square, I think is the brand. But they were older. They were from around 2000. And I sold both coffee cups for $25. And I thought I had priority 2 pounds on there because I would have measured or weighed an item like that, since I know with all the packing materials and stuff to make sure it doesn't break, it would be over 2 pounds, but I would just eat the rest. For some reason, the shipping said padded flat rate, which is $8. It is priority. It was not padded flat rate. However, since it was listed priority, I had to send it priority and couldn't send it ground. The buyer, and this is what I'm wondering if maybe the buyer picked like padded flat rate, because my other mugs like that I have going ground. So I don't know if there was an ability for them to pick a shipping option or what went wrong there, but I don't know why I would put priority for something that heavy and also put a padded flat rate. I do use padded flat rates when I do jeans and stuff. It's the cheapest way for me to send them. I will use them that way. But for heavy breakable items, I tend to use ground and not priority, even though priority is cheaper for me because I'm in the middle of the country. So this had padded flat rate, priority padded flat rate. I can't, eBay will not let you go down. You can choose that as a form of shipping, but the buyer can come back and ding you for it. So if I went from priority, which is, 3 days, to ground, which could be, 7 to 10 days, I could get dinged for that. So I had to ship it priority. You can go up, you cannot go down. And like going from first class to media mail, you can go up, you can't go down. So I had to ship it priority. These were 2 oversized coffee cups. So the taller, rounder versions. I always pack with pool noodles. So I will cut a pool noodle and then slice it and put it on the handle because I don't want the handles to break off. And then I will cut a pool noodle into quarters and like tape it around the sides to give it extra padding, put it in a box, and then float it inside another box. And that's how I ship glass items. So I thought for sure we won't have an issue here. It ended up being 3 pounds, 6 ounces, which was $19 for me to ship. And they had paid for the padded flat rate $8.50 because I have a standard down. So they bought it for $25, did roughly $9, paid $9 for shipping. And then I had to pay another $10 for shipping on top of that. So now I'm only making a profit of $15 off of these 2 cups. And God forbid they get broken in transit. They get broken in transit. I've lost money. I will have lost I would have had to completely refund the buyer and then also refund their $10. So I would have lost my other $10 on the shipping. So the only saving grace to this is they were a personal item. So I did not pay for them and I used them for several years. I got my use out of them that I wanted out of them before I sold them. I thought it was cool, but it went from ground to priority. I don't know if there's a setting that lets buyers choose how they want something shipped, but I was not happy about it, and I went through and made sure my other large items were still ground and not like a padded flat rate, because there's no way, like one of these cups could not have fit in a padded flat rate, especially with a floating box. They were big cups. They probably held two actual cups of fluid in them. So I had to eat it, and it was a very rookie mistake. But I've noticed that happen a lot more on eBay recently, not with the changing of the shipping method, but more the charging free shipping. I had several items go to free shipping, and I don't offer free shipping. I've never offered free shipping. Because I have such low margins, I always just offer calculated shipping. And since I'm in the Midwest, it's buyers will get a better, I'm not going from East Coast to West Coast. So shipping tends not to be outrageous. But I've never, ever offered free shipping, and these were free shipping. And it was not like one or two listings. It was over 20 listings had switched to free shipping. So I need to go back. And I had just done inventory before the first of the year. And I need to go back and make sure that all of my listings, the shipping, I can bulk edit those. So that's not a huge problem. But it's just time consuming. Granted, if you're under the theory, if you do anything in your eBay store, you make sales. I'm hoping I'm going to make a lot of sales going through and making sure everything is properly. Remember, things that can only go ground, perfumes can only go ground. I only send like shampoos and stuff. I will only send those ground just because I don't want them to pressurize and leak if they go priority. So that will go ground. Batteries in them, a lot of times they want you to send batteries ground and not priority because, we don't want explosions and stuff like that. Found out, I was pretty sure the perfumes had to go ground, but I wasn't sure if they could go first class. But I went and talked to the postal employee, and they said no, they needed to go ground, not first class, because there's still a chance a first class would end up in a plane. So with that, it was like, has to go ground. And I didn't realize that because I thought they could go anything but priority. But the lovely worker at my post office was very informative. It's like, no, they have to go ground, which I understand. I just, I don't know all the rules and stuff when it comes to shipping and everything. So I'm glad I went in and asked. I have sold perfume, but I've only sold new perfume. You can sell vintage perfume, but you have to sell it as a vintage collectible, not as perfume, because recently, as in like the last year, eBay doesn't let you do used cosmetics. So be aware of that. The used perfume has to go, perfume has to go ground. But so that was interesting to me. And I don't know if it was my error. I don't know if it was eBay's error. I don't know. I know, like, in my heart of hearts, I would not have picked a padded flat rate for 2 large mugs. Like, I know those are not going to fit in there. So, yeah. I do use padded flat rates a lot. I use them for jeans and heavier clothing. I have some cast iron banks listed, and they'll go in a padded flat rate. I put them in a box inside the padded flat rate, and I've done that before. If something's super heavy and I know it's going to be way more to ship it in just the box priority, if I can make it fit in a padded flat rate, which costs me, I want to say $8.55 to ship, but I think if it's calculated, the buyer has to pay like $10.98. So if that happens, then which makes me even like wonder more, because I have my padded flat rates are all in their own category. And in that category, I only charge the buyer $8. So I'm eating 50 cents. And I know I'm eating 50 cents, but the buyers tend to take the rounded $8 more. So the fact that it was a calculated padded flat rate and not in my padded flat rate category makes me even less likely to think I chose it and either the buyer chose it or it was an eBay mess up. Either way, I had to eat the cost. I've had other sellers in Facebook groups and stuff talk about how they just cancel the sales because there was a mistake. I won't do that. I'll eat it and hope the buyer gives a good feedback, kind of chalk it up to having traffic in my store. It is what it is. You just have to eat it. Thank you for watching my video. Please like and subscribe, and please watch some of my other videos.